What is going on, everyone? It is Liam Coleman, aka Mailman Media. I am back, and in today's video I'm going to be breaking down how I created this teleportation effects in this real estate video. So boom, step number one, when I was shooting, I just set up the camera in each room as if I were to shoot real estate photos. So paying attention to good, clean angles and lighting and exposure and whatnot. I made sure to get a blank shot of each one of the rooms and locked in the focus and then set it to manual focus. Now this is important because when you go ahead and have your subject walk in like so, you want to make sure that you're not losing focus on anything in the room, because that'll kind of mess up the effect. You won't be able to sell the effect as well. So boom, set up the camera in all these rooms as if I were to shoot photos. You know, got a little creative with some angles like here in this closet space, and just kind of have your subject go in and just do something in the frame, dance, open cabinets, whatever makes sense in the house. Somewhat of a not so entertaining apartment I think we made kind of fun with this kind of teleportation idea where he's teleporting throughout the rooms. He picks up these headphones, right? He walks up, finds the headphones, music turns on, and he's kind of teleporting throughout the house with these kind of like magic headphones, just to kind of keep the video a bit more engaging. Real estate videos can, you know, be repetitive and boring, so it's kind of fun to put your own creative twist on it. So yeah, in this case, I had my subject here, Omar, walk into the rooms and kind of boogie around a little bit, do some dancing, and just make the video fun. So once I had this full sequence, you can see I already pulled all the parts I wanted, but simply what I did, I went through and I pulled all the good frames where it was empty and I wanted it. I just literally just pulled it up and labeled that red. And then I went to the part where I liked the subject performing, pulled that up and then marked it green, and so on and so forth for all of the shots. Empty bathroom, subject in this room, empty room, right? You get it. So then once I did all of that, I took all of this and then I duplicated that full sequence. I made it into my cut sequence. Here it is. And this basically looked like all of these just kind of merged together. And then I separated all of them into their own little sequences, and I made After Effects compositions of all of them. And then once I came here, highlighted, right clicked, and made it to an After Effects composition. Once After Effects launched on up, which I will do right now, I'll show you exactly how I created the ripple effect inside of all these compositions. So now with my project open here, of all of my linked compositions from the project, you can see we had him teleport in and then we had him teleport out. So I'm going to break down exactly how I did this right now. So the first thing you're going to want to do is come up to your project and make a new composition. So go ahead and create a new composition here. You can name this circle, ripple, teleport, whatever you want, and then make the composition size 1080 by 1080. Frame rate match whatever frame rate you're using in your project. So in this case, I'm going to go 23.976. Great. And now all I'm gonna do here is hit right click in here, hit new, go to solid. I'm gonna come up here to my ellipse tool, then double click on it, and that's just gonna create a white circle for you with a transparent background. And all you're gonna have to do here is come down here to your mask properties. I like to give it a feather, say of about 43 works. Come a few frames forward and then keyframe the mask expansion, go all the way back, and then bring down the mask expansion all the way until it is invisible. And now you have this, right? You have the circle expanding on your screen. Now what you're going to want to do is come to the mask and duplicate that. And then on this duplicated mask, change it from add to subtract. And this is going to give you this ring here. So we're almost there. You can then play around with the mask expansion on this bottom mask to make it a bit thicker. Okay. And now what I like to do is easy in, easy ease these frames just so you have a bit more of a smooth look here. So boom. So what I'm going to do here is have it kind of fade out. So you can go about right here, keyframe mask opacity, go forward, and then just kind of have it fade out. So bringing that mask opacity all the way down, and then doing the same for this one up top. Coming here and then just dropping that down. But yeah, feel free to tweak it however you feel necessary. I think I might want mine to be a little bit thicker, this first one. And then what you can do is actually duplicate the entire white solid layer here, hitting Command D. And then I'm gonna come in here, hitting U on my keyboard, and then just bringing these out a bit to kind of create this second ripple. And this second ripple here, I want to be a little less thick. So I'm gonna come to this mass expansion down here and make it, and just increase it to make it a little bit slimmer. Boom, boom. And then I can go ahead and once again duplicate this, hitting U on my keyboard to open those up, and just kind of staggering these keyframes. Boom, boom, boom. And coming down here, I'm gonna make this one the skinniest, like so. Boom, boom, boom. Great. So now you have your ripple displacement map built, the composition of it. Now that you have this animated circle, you can go ahead and create your teleportation effect. All right, so now we are left here with exactly what I brought in from Premiere initially. Blank shot, the subject in the shot, and another blank shot. So now what you do after you built this composition here, right? It's gonna be here in your project panel. Make sure you change it however you want. If it feels too fast, you can stretch these out to make it go slower. But just for this tutorial's sake, I'm just gonna keep it how it is. Take this composition, throw this layer right on top, and then time this exactly where you want it to be. So right here, boom. That looks pretty good to me. And say if he was down here, over here, I might wanna move this ripple composition. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this a 3D layer, hitting P on my keyboard to change the position, and just center that right exactly where he is. Here's the Z scale, right, to make it bigger, X, and the Y. So right there, I'm just gonna keep looking at this to make sure it's exactly where I want it. That's looking good to me for now. Next step is just to create a new adjustment layer. And then on this adjustment layer, I'm gonna come to Displacement Map, throw it on there. And then for my source up top, I'm gonna change this to the circle. And now when you play it, you might be able to see a little bit of distortion happening, but not much. And that is because you need to change the max horizontal and vertical displacement. I'm gonna go 200. I feel like that's always a safe spot to start. And you can really see that warping starting to happen. And you can even change this to wrap pixels around. If you're nearby a corner or something, it might be warping the corner. You might be getting some black edges. That's an easy fix for that. You can also change the source to effects and masks. And what you may notice now is it is not perfectly aligned with the white ripple. So now what you can do now is pre-compose this circle layer. So just right clicking, going to pre-compose, making sure move all attributes into the new composition is checked. And you don't need to check and open new composition, hit OK. And now it is right where you want it. And from here, you can turn this off and just keep the adjustment layer on, and all you're going to be getting is that warping look. And there you have it. That's how you create this teleportation effect. Now, once you have this look, don't keep it like this, right? You're going to want to add some more sauce. So what I would do is, first thing I would do is I would come here onto this layer where my subject is, overlapping on the freeze frame layer. And by the way, if you don't have enough frames to create that freeze frame layer, you can come here, right click, go to time, and then freeze frame. You could stretch this out and it'll be the same thing throughout. And then I would come here, I would hit T on my keyboard to bring up opacity right here. And then I would keyframe 100 in a bit, and then go back to the beginning and then keyframe 0. So he's kind of fading in with that ripple, okay? And the next thing I would do, I would actually come to the adjustment layer and I would keyframe where I want the ripple to happen at the highest point. So right here, 200, 200, I would keyframe max horizontal and vertical at 200 here. I would hit U on my keyboard, and then I would go back to here, change it to 0. So you kind of get that gradual ripple, and it can kind of fade out. So let's take a look now. Right, it kind of helps sell it a little bit more. And just another tip is I would make sure you tell your subject to do some sort of motion to make it look like he's teleporting, whether it's just like a movement of the arms, a quick like pull back, something like that, just to help sell the effect. Great, so we are getting there now. So what I would do from here is you can come here, you can easy ease these keyframes just so it looks a little bit more smooth. Some extra sauce. What I would do from here, just to add all the different techniques to make this feel a bit more complete, is I would come into this composition, your pre-composed composition here, and I would add a turbulent displace on this. Now, what turbulent displace does is it just makes it so it doesn't look like this perfect circle. So I would come here again at its highest peak, keyframe the amount and the size, and just play around with it. Go back to the beginning, drop it down, just so every ripple in your project doesn't look the same. Now, if you come back into your composition, you can see there's just more distortion there, more realistic distortion. It's not just so, you know, circular and perfect. Loving how that's looking. Now, the next thing I would do is I would right click, new adjustment layer, and then I would actually add some chromatic aberration to this. Now, chromatic aberration really helps that distortion look. So come here and dropping that in, and then simply all I do, I just keep it how it is. I'll highlight all these keyframes at the peak of the teleportation. Come here, make these all 0. Come here, then make these all 0 as well over here. So you kind of get that, again, gradual chromatic aberration. And it barely changes much, but you can see when it's on, when it's off, it just kind of helps with that teleportation distortion look. And again, feel free to play around with those keyframes as much as possible. One last thing I would recommend is maybe just adding a quick little hit in a flash. I use Brian Delimata's Shake Sauce 2 extension. It is the best look for shakes, and it's as easy as just taking this, right click, new adjustment layer, and then go put your playhead where you want the shake to happen. I just go keyframes and then just do a light. We have all these other looks, and just like that, you have this shake built in with a flash to help sell your effect. You can come to this middle one and then just adjust some of these parameters. You don't want it as heavy. It was a little too bright, so I'm just going to change that to 1. Change the scale amplitude down to like 3, and now it's just a light little flash shake to help sell it. And I honestly love how that's looking. Don't forget to color grade your footage. It'll bring it to life. That is pretty much it. That is how you create these teleportation ripple effects for your project, for your real estate videos, music videos, whatever it may be. There's so many different ways you can use these ripple distortions. I've really been loving using them in my projects. So if you're interested in speeding up your workflow when it comes to building these ripples, you can go ahead and grab the pack. It is on my store. If you use the code RIPPLE at checkout, you're going to get 25% off. I'm going to add this project file to the pack. Not only are you going to be able to reverse engineer the effect from this video, from this project file, but you'll also get all of these compositions already from all these different puddle looks. So you can simply just drag and drop them onto your own footage, and then drag and drop the adjustment layers with the displacement map effects. Hope you have a beautiful rest of your day or night, and I'll see you later. Peace.